Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Akshat Bahety and today we are going to use Google's Antigravity and Gemini to create a beautiful portfolio website. I believe everyone should have a personal website, but also creating it always takes a lot of time. You don't have any specific ideas in mind. So I'm going to walk you through the complete process and we're going to come out with a personal website that can reflect your work experience and everything else with a design that you actually like. So let's get started. As you can see, I'm already in Gemini, and the first thing that I'm going to ask you to do is go through my LinkedIn profile and search about me on the web and create a profile document which can be used as a workpiece for creating content on my website. Now for this, I'm going to give it my LinkedIn profile, and given that Gemini can actually already search the web and everything else, it's going to go ahead and search everything about my web and also go through LinkedIn and create a work. Until this is happening, I want to actually get some design inspiration. Now for design inspiration, the best way to get started is actually ask Gemini, act as a web design expert, and I'm your client where I need you to design website, personal projects, and work showcase. Now the next step that we want is we want to have a design style. So the point is here we are actually getting the content, and as you can see, Gemini has already found content regarding everything that I've done and all of those things from LinkedIn profile and pick that up. But what we don't have is what kind of a design that we want. So I'm going to come here, Gemini, and paste this beautiful prompt that I actually have about creating, utilizing as a framework expert and a product designer, and you're going to utilize this prompt to actually create a design document for my website. Now, just to make this process a bit faster, I'm going to ask it to very simply create 3 examples of the homepage based on above images, and I'll tell you what I like. We're just going to give it an option to create images, and based on this, it will now create images which we can choose from as website design ideas. So it could be like different colors, different ideas, different font styles, and everything else. But this is the best way to get started. This prompt will be available as a template in the description, so you guys can go ahead and get that started. So as you can see, it has given a couple of options. I actually click the first part more. I don't know how it will look like, but it has created 2 options, a dark one and a white one. I would say, can you create a couple more options as design? I like the white black style. So I can keep going around with this, or also you could have just asked it to really ask you 100 questions, and that's what I did with one of the activities I did yesterday, where I just went through the 1-hour chart where I explained everything I want on the website and it came back with the response. It has just changing this. I'm just going to ask it to, instead of changing image, switch to canvas. I'm just going to ask it to, I like the design, create design spec document based on the above image for my personal website. Ask me 5 questions to make it better. Now based on this, it will start actually creating a spec document which will include all the types of the font, the types of buttons, and everything else, and then we can just simply utilize that automatically. So you can see it has created a type document, the grid system, frame as special as 5 questions to define. What is the primary objective? I just want to showcase my work. What is the signature skill? My signature skill is being an AI specialist. And then how many case studies are we launching with? I will say 4 case studies. What is the interaction cost? I want it to be low friction, because the point is, one thing is, many people think a really beautiful website with a lot of animation converts better. It does not. A website which is simply easy to understand actually converts better than everything else. What is your current design style? I would say, yeah, monochrome and with an accent. Draft the final design spec. Asking any more questions. Now it will create a final design copy. So just in case you guys are wondering, I already have Antigravity opened up. I'm going to walk you through step by step on what you need to do to get Antigravity set up. Okay, now we actually have the design spec ready. We also have our work history ready and everything else. So now the goal is to bring this all together in a single file, and we're going to do that in Antigravity. So the first step is to go ahead and download Antigravity. You can just download for Windows or Mac or whichever platform you are on. It's free, so you don't have to pay for anything. Just sign in with your Google account and you will be ready to go. Now here, the first thing that you want to do is come here and select on open folder or select a folder out of this. So I have a development folder. I just created a new folder in that, which is PF Antigravity, which is portfolio Antigravity, and I select the folder. Now as you can see, in this folder I already have some documents which you might not have, and I'll explain you everything that exactly exists here. So I'm going to click on new file. I'm going to come on Gemini portfolio MD. Now the reason I'm using MD is it's a markdown file format. It's just like a normal text file. It just gives you a bit more customization options. Now once we are here, we're going to copy this. So I'm going to copy this whole response and paste this, and then also copy the response of our design framework and paste that. That's it. That's all we wanted. So we have our whole portfolio design document ready. After this, I just did a small effort here where I have some logos of the places where I work and everything else, but that's pretty much it. I have some logos and then I picked up other logos from here and there that I've just put in so that we can add a bit more images to our website. I also have some random images created by Gemini just to showcase the work that we've done. So that's it. The folder structure does not matter a lot. I've just kept them so that we can utilize them and make the website a bit more aesthetic. Even if you don't have any logos or images, you can just go ahead and create from scratch, and I'll show you how to do that also. In case you don't have any images, don't worry about them. This is just something I added so that we can see how an actual website looks like, and we go from there. I'm going to delete this file, so we just are going to use a single file, which is portfolio. Now, the best part about Antigravity is it's completely working on an agentic format. When I say an agentic format, you can use it as a lovable or anything else. You don't have to actually code. So now we are all set, and we're going to actually give it a prompt. So as you can see on the left hand side, I have this agent mode. In case you can't see this, just press Ctrl+L and you will be able to load this. So if I press Ctrl+L, it goes away. If you are here, you get Ctrl+L. This first option that we are going to select is planning. I actually wanted to create a plan on how it's going to build my website before going anything else. And here we are just going to keep it to the default model. We can obviously choose a different models if you want. I'm just going to choose to Claude Sonnet just because it's pretty good and it's a good model to get started with. I'm going to come back here and say, I want you to design and build a personal portfolio website based on the following specifications. And now here I can press at, which is just simply I can refer any document that I have in my folder structure. So I'm going to write Gemini portfolio, and as you can see, we will get the file here. And now it can refer. Ensure the website is beautiful and also utilize the logos present in different folders and brand logos and add portfolio logos for case studies. So this is my simple prompt. In case you don't have the images, you don't need to write that, and you can just go ahead from there. Now it's going to start with the planning, and that's the first part here. It's now going to go ahead and plan a complete idea on how it's actually going to create the website. And this is the part which I really like about Antigravity, that it is not only saying that you have created this tool for developers so you can edit and everything else, and more about start with the agent, end with the agent. So anything that you want, let the agent, AI agent, do it. So let's see how that ends up. It's analyzing everything, and now it has come back with the plan. So you can see it's read a specification document, analyzed design requirements, identifying the assets, and now it's creating an implementation plan. And here is very less input required from your side, because now I can just ask it to keep running and it will go ahead and start building the website out. The one more thing that you can see is you can see all the updates of the tasks and how it's working on each one of them, and it has an implementation plan here, explains everything that is needed, and it is itself creating a website structure and how it's going to place all of things, everything in a single place. So the best part is it's completely hands-off, right? You can just, if you have written a decent portfolio profile, you've given it a right design spec, you can automatically let the agent run from there. So as you can see here, it will be built. I can say good if I'm good with the plan. Right now, just as a demo, I'm not going to debate it on this. I'm just going to say, yes, go ahead and start implementing. Now it will go ahead and start running the website, building everything. And I'm going to fast forward this so you can see the agent working automatically on this without any inputs from my side. So just follow. Now one thing you will see here sometimes is that you will have to accept. It's going to create a folder here and everything else. And these are really commands that are going to be running on your terminal, and which is okay. Right now you can be okay to let them run this because it's a very simple task. But sometimes you will see it will get into errors and you will have to give it some information about the same. It was able to create a folder, and then I can create accept all of that, and it is going to create another option with case studies and logos and everything else. So it's automatically creating folders, and that's why you can allow it to run every command by itself rather than accepting it. But I like to accept because I don't want it to delete some things that it does not understand. I'm going to let me review the commands that it is running. Now it's going to start creating the CSS design system and the HTML structure. So we are just going to fast forward this part. You will see me approving some commands, but that's all you need to do. So it will start going through each and every task, start doing every task one by one, and ask me questions if required. I believe it should be very hands-off. It should be able to create at least the first version of the website very quickly. And I'm going to also show you how the agent manager works when we try to add features to the website, and how multiple agents can automatically keep running and add things to this, which is a super cool trick in Antigravity, and I love if all of you actually learn that, because that's where the full power of Google's AI come together. So quick thing, it actually created everything and it wants me to run a server. Now, I don't think we were using JS, and what kind of JS we are using, we need a server there, but I'm going to let it run and see what comes up, because it's a pretty simple website. I don't know why it's asking for it. So it's going to take a couple of seconds to load, and now it's also created a test plan. So as you can see, I already have agent browser controlled installed, and this is what it has created. So if I click OK, now what you're going to see is it's automatically going to test the website also, which is super cool, which is something that is super needed, but most of the times just does not happen. Let's see. It's not bad. It's probably like a scroll effect. So I'm not doing anything. It's automatically testing the website on everything and verifying everything. It's pretty close to the showed up. As you can see, it's going to test. I'm going to stop the test right now so that I can show you the website myself rather than testing it, and you can see how it comes up. So I'm going to test it myself and let's see how that comes up. So I'm going to just probably localhost 1000. This is the website. It looks pretty cool. The work matrix and Claude, Gemini, and it has added this instead of logos, probably asking me to add logos later. Service offerings, and let's build something together. And then YouTube. It actually did a pretty good job of creating all of this. But let's say now we want to do some changes here. As a website, it's pretty good, but also it did not use my own photo or something like that. So here we're going to try something new. Okay, so we're going to utilize what we call agent managers. We're going to run multiple agents together to actually get what we need. So to open this, you can see on the top right hand side, it's open agent manager, and I'm going to simply say here, like, start a new conversation, and here I'm going to say use my photo from the recreated documents. This is Akshat Hero, and add that in the website. And now I'm going to switch from planning to fast, and I'm just going to let this run. So one of the coolest features that you're going to see is I'm going to let this go ahead. This is going to be one agent, and I'm going to run one more agent in parallel. So you see this is running on the left hand side. Let me just zoom in and see it's running on the left hand side, and I'm going to add one more agent here. Now let's say I want to add a dark mode to this theme. So I'm going to say a dark mode to the website also, so that people can toggle, and we're going to let this run. So now I have two agents which are actually working on running things. So you can see here it has updated, and I can review the changes very quickly, let it complete. But I have now multiple agents running together to do different tasks. So it's literally the coolest part of Antigravity is that Google is going completely on the agentic side, that yes, this is an agentic browser, not this is an agentic ID, not just an ID that you can just use for coding, but also just use agents to build anything that you want. Just imagine if I wanted to add any other feature. If let's say I want to also add probably a nav bar. There is no nav bar here, so I'm going to add a nav bar also to the website. A floating one, small, should look aesthetic. Perfect. And it has started testing. You can see it added my image, but it's also testing now. It has added my image, add hero photo to the website. It is available. It tested, which is probably one of the coolest things that actually exists with Antigravity. It actually tests what it is doing rather than just asking us to test, and it has created that. Then we are adding a dark mode toggle. Let's see how much time this takes. It's probably a bigger task comparatively. So it's asking my permission, accept them. I'm just going to click accept all. Okay. So with this, let's see. Where are we? It has added the also, and that's the coolest thing. I don't have to wait for one of them. That's the whole idea, right? It's doing everything just itself, and it's really cool that it has been able to add a nav bar. It has been able to change the toggle, so you can switch that. But the idea that I was able to do this in less than 20 minutes is crazy, where we have a complete website done based on our specific requirements. I like the design. You might not like the design, and that's completely fine. You can ask a Gemini to create more design options for you, and you can choose one that works for you. But this for me is a pretty cool design compared to doing this from scratch would have taken so much more time. Plus, we have a great nav bar. We also have a dark mode toggle, which you can switch between. And we also have this beautiful box card style option. Really great work done in just 20 minutes of work. And you can do this and create your own personal websites and actually apps and everything else. If you want to learn how to use Google's AI to actually build an app, hit the subscribe button right now. I have a massive tutorial dropping super soon, and I'm looking forward to see all of you there. Till then, have fun with this, and I will see you in the next one.